Congratulations on a great year. We haven't had a chance to chat, I don't think, since the season actually ended. And I think I don't know of a single Leaf fan that was even marginally disappointed in the performance you guys gave, not only during the regular season, but through the course of the playoffs. To some, it was unexpected. I suspect you were maybe less surprised by how things unfolded. But give me your general thoughts, synopsis, now that you've had a week or so to think about what took place this year.
Well, first of all, the players certainly performed the way you would want them to perform, and both the veterans and the younger players. And I think that not enough credit has been given to some of the veterans on this team for what they did during the summer to get prepared for this season. And also coming off last year where we went through some 45, 47 players, and these are the people that, were here, that were being counted on, and they accepted that responsibility, went through the transition of learning the system from the coach so that it was easier for him this year to bring that to the younger players and together. And they, as a result, in my opinion, mostly had career years and really have found, what they can do in this game. So they should get a lot of credit. And the younger players, certainly when they came up last year, gave us indications of what they could do. We didn't really know until they were given an opportunity over a period of time. And then we had question marks. We certainly had question marks on where would Mitch be coming right out of junior, how would Austin adjust, how would our goaltender adjust, to Toronto, to a new system, all of those things. And they all came together. And the coaching staff blended everything. And, by the middle of the year, I thought that we had our roster together. Then, we were going to go with it no matter what, because that was part of the plan of developing these people, go through the highs, go through the lows. And they rewarded us for it simply by, taking that trust and making the most of it. And I think just getting in the playoffs, we felt that it would be a great experience for the players to go through it. And certainly drawing the best team in the National Hockey League, we didn't really know what to expect, how it would affect us. And when we went through that series and in the first two games and got a split, we said, now we're in a series, and felt pretty good about ourselves. But, really know we still have a ways to go. But all in all, hopefully it's a stepping stone. I think that's all it is. I believe we saw what Washington did in that sixth game, and that overtime they just came out and just brought it to us and raised their game to the level that the abilities they have. But we found a lot about our players and found a lot about what we need to do, and hopefully we can get them to grow and understand that next year is going to be even more difficult, because they're not going to things are not just going to happen by accident. Because remember, there are some teams who didn't make the playoffs, who should have made the playoffs, but these things happen from one year to the next when you have parity.
You talked about highs and lows, and I'm not arguing, but I would say that my recollection is, and I think Damien would concur, there were very few lows for this team this year. There were games that were lost that you thought should have been won. There were leads that were coughed up with some regularity. The team's performance in shootouts was abysmal. But overall, I can't think of 5 games where the team was like blown out or wasn't competitive. Not just the Washington series, but throughout the entire year. Is it as simple as saying it's about experience? Too many rookies, and they need to learn how to close out games. Is it that simple, Lou, in your opinion?
Well, first of all, I think it's relative to anything, whether it's your profession or anyone's profession. You don't know what experience is until you have it.
Correct.
To know what you could have or couldn't have done. So experience always will be something that you can never get enough of. If you get enough of experience, complacency is going to step in because you think you've got the answers. So I think that they'll always have that. But what was impressive for me being there each and every day was what the coaching staff did each and every day, no matter what transpired the night before. They came in and they had the same face on. They had the same disposition. They had the same approach. And where we saw that firsthand, I think at a turning point, and I thought that they did a masterful job when we went to Florida, where we had to win each and every game. And we lost to Florida, and the next night we had to go play a team that was playing very well, Tampa Bay, and went in there and played one of our better games after coming off a horrible game as far as how we performed, the resilience, but the coaching staff, the way they brought them there. And I think that played a role. They weren't long faces, and when, players are not experienced, they always were wondering, what are we in for today? Are we going to have a bag skate? What are we in for if it didn't go right? None of that was approached. It was approached that it's a new day. Let's bring it. And I thought that to me, they responded to that. They respected it. And as a result, they performed.
It's always a bit amazing as soon as a hockey season ends, and particularly when a team has done well, the attention starts to turn to next year. How are we going to get better?
Immediately.
How are we going to win more? How are we going to get back in the playoffs? How are we going to stay in the playoffs? And you guys made a move today, signing Nikita Zaitsev to a 7-year contract. Word had been out on this as a possible deal for quite some time. You only had him for 1 year, yet you guys feel comfortable to sign him for that long. I assume also part of this, Lou, was that he had some leverage with the KHL that he could use. So how comfortable are you with this deal? And it's a long-term contract for a guy you've only had for 1 year.
Right. Everything that you said, Damien, enters into it.
Sure.
There's leverage. There's no question. But, how comfortable we are is that he's been playing at a high level over the last several years and has played, extremely well. He's played in world championships, been very successful, played on championship teams, and we know the players that he played with. And, you find out a lot about individuals. And when he came here, he was everything we expected. He was trusted. You saw the minutes he got. He was used in every situation. He's a quality individual. He's a family man. And for that period of time, being a defenseman at the age he's at, we really have no problem with it. And I think we all know how important defensemen are.
Your salary cap situation, which you guys have been working on for a few years, starts to improve rather dramatically now, as some contracts to some older guys fall off and you have some options. Now, some of that will go to players like Zaitsev. How much flexibility do you think you have this year? I guess how much money do you think you have to spend if you want to go out there and really improve your team? Or are you more likely to be restrained for a little while and avoid getting yourself in sort of long-term entanglements after just getting out of salary cap trouble?
I think with the plan that's in place, in fact, I don't think of, having, say, that 5-year plan that changes every day.
Right.
We've used that expression quite often. It is real. And we have to look at the people that we have in our organization that, we look at, whether there are A players, our B players, our C players, without names, and what their expectations will be at a certain time when they come out of entry level, with potentially, what the salary will be. So whatever decisions are made, you have to have the big pictures, because if you want to sustain success for a period of time, and we've all felt that once you get your roster to a certain period, history tells you have about a 10-year run at it because of where the core players are in their age factor. And you can supplement and complement it on, here and there. But that core that you have that has success, you need to maintain. So you have to be careful. But I don't think that I know we're not going to get off the plan. Yes, we did make the playoffs. We also know that, it's going to be extremely difficult next year. We're not going to rush it to try and jumpstart it for some short return. So, and it's not going to take much to be restraining because it's the right thing to do. And, we're going to have to, have that orchestra playing and try and keep it the right way. And, that the conductor has to keep his back to that audience and not let anybody influence him in any way whatsoever.
Have you got your team working on the draft, I assume? And I don't know, is it harder because you're not drafting number one or easier because you're not drafting number one?
Got to be harder.
Well, I think the best way of answering that, Bob, you'd love to draft number 30, 31 every year, but be able to select the number one player.
Yeah, good luck with that one. That's a rule change you might not be able to inspire Mr. Bettman to initiate. Lou, we always enjoy your talking to you. We wish you the best. I don't know if we'll have a chance to talk over the rest of the summer, but I hope so. And again, congratulations on behalf of all Leaf fans. It was the most entertaining Toronto Maple Leaf hockey team that I can ever recall seeing. And it was fun. It was a fun ride. Thanks, Lou.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Damien.